Welcome to Coast AM's YouTube channel. I'm George Norrie. Like, share, and subscribe. Also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and coasttocoastam.com. Become a Coast Insider for ad-free access to thousands of shows you'll really enjoy. In a moment, as you know, we continue talking about disclosure, UFO disclosure. John DeSouza joins us next with his latest work on just what the heck is going on. And welcome back to Coast. George Norrie with you. John DeSouza has investigated and collected experiences on paranormal topics for at least 2 decades. He was an FBI special agent who maintained a top-secret security clearance for more than 25 years. He worked counterintelligence and terrorism, violent crime cases. Also during that time, he collected what he calls the real-life X-Files. John, welcome back to the program.
Hello, George.
How are you?
Doing great. So happy to be with you again and your audience, your wonderful audience, and very important things to talk about tonight here on Coast
Absolutely.
to Coast.
How did an ex-FBI agent get involved in the paranormal?
It was something that I was involved with even before I got into the FBI, and so that was something that continued during my tenure. During my tenure with the government, it was something that went on through my cases and even through investigations in other places as well. So it's a constant theme that's been with me my entire life, basically.
John, we're supposed to get a report sometime the end of this month from intelligence agencies, a report to Congress about UFOs. A lot of things have been leaked lately, and it seems like they're not going to say they're extraterrestrial, but they're saying we don't know what they are. What do you think's going on?
Well, yeah, June 25th of 2021, there's supposed to be a report to and from the Director of National Intelligence and the Secretary of Defense, which is going to be providing all the information and an unclassified report about unidentified aerial phenomena. And, everyone's kind of on pins and needles waiting for that. And that has been the culmination of a tremendous effort, a tremendous campaign that's been going on both inside and outside of government as well.
You wrote a book back in 2016 called The Extradimensionals, which is kind of apropos to what's happening today, isn't it?
Exactly, and that's why I need to bring it up, because this has to do a great deal with what is going on with both real disclosure and also partial or fake disclosure, which is what I believe this entire campaign has to do with, and that's why I wanted to talk about that and bring it up and really review it very carefully as far as what's really going on with this, what I call the Great UFO Fear campaign.
And you believe there's a tie-in with this program back in 1997 when Art Bell was on the air.
That's right, exactly. It's from my book, The Extradimensionals, where I actually examined this. As a matter of fact, that book is actually based on something that happened on Coast to Coast, and I'll tell you exactly why. There was one night in the fall of 1997, the great Art Bell decided one night that he wanted to receive calls from anyone that had association to what's called Area 51.
Yeah.
The old United States military base at Edwards Air Force that was in southern Nevada. And it was officially the base's purpose was the development and testing of experimental aircraft and weapons systems. And he did get some calls. He got some calls, but nothing very interesting that night. Mostly people who knew someone who knew somebody else who had an uncle that worked at Area 51. But then something shocking happened. He received a call from what is known to people as the panicky Area 51 caller. That's how it's termed, and people can find this call out on the internet even today. And it was very bizarre.
Well, this was the guy in the plane, wasn't it?
Correct. Yes.
Well, I want you to listen in, John, because we have a little clip of that where I want to play that to set the tone. And what happened is the guy went in the area, then he disappeared, and we never found out what happened to the person. John, why do you cite this as part of the relevance to the government's countdown to disclosure?
Oh, here's the reason. The reason is, George, that Area 51 is also, it's a perfect example of what's going on here. And this individual, I would posit this individual is what I term a crisis actor, a person who creates a crisis, is part of a larger crisis that is created a lot of times by an institution or by the government, and then they put themselves forward as a victim of that crisis or a confessor. They will confess to wrongdoing on the part of the institution as well. So Area 51 is a place where supposedly they were dealing with UFOs and UFO technology. But I would posit that what they are really doing is converting technology, reverse engineering technology, so that man-made weapons are able to be created with anti-gravity technology, disruption of gravity technology, and I am positing that call, the subject of that call, and what went on in that call is being continued today with this massive psychological operation, which is the Great UFO Fear Campaign, which is what we're talking about with the Tic Tacs. The Tic Tacs and all the people surrounding the Tic Tacs, which is a tremendous amount of people who I would say, very much like this guy, who I don't believe he was. I don't believe he was really in a plane going down over.
I didn't hear an engine.
Yeah, I didn't hear an engine, and I don't think they had the technology at that time to be doing a phone call from a plane as well. I mean, not that effectively. And so I believe this guy was basically a crisis actor, and I believe his legacy is being continued today with the Tic Tacs and with all the crisis actors and the Mockingbird media like Fox and CNN who are cooperating with this giant psychological operation that's going forward with the Tic Tacs and with the vehicles that are being put forward as being part of this great UFO fear campaign.
You think we're being pulled into some kind of major psych operation?
Yes, absolutely, we are, and that's because the range of people who are involved with this operation, it cuts across the span. I mean, it cuts across many different areas. There's politicians, there's government operatives, there's media figures, there's celebrities. There's even celebrities that are involved with this. And it's been going on for quite a while now. But if people don't know, this all actually started in December 2017 when the New York Times published articles revealing a secretive study within the Pentagon known as the ATIP, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. Now, this was a top secret, supposedly. This was a top secret program. There was no way the New York Times should have had this information. And even less, there was no way they should have revealed it. And yet they did. And it coincided with the mainstream media's unofficial release of 3 videos.
That's right. Hold on, John. We'll come back and talk more. John DeSouza with us right here on Coast to Coast AM. And welcome back to Coast. George Norrie with you, along with John DeSouza, as we talk about disclosure. If they're crisis actors and they're creating this psych op on us, what's their purpose, John? What's their goal?
Oh, that's an excellent question, George, because their goal is the goal of their owners, the people who are running this operation, which is power, money, and control. Those are their goals. That is what they're working towards. And that has always been their goals. It is control of ufology, number one. Control, I'll take those in reverse order. Control of ufology, of the theme of UFOs, and everything that has to do surrounding UFOs. That is what it is. And there's money involved also. They are hoping to take over the technology that the White Hats are trying to disperse, that they're getting ready to disperse over humanity in a democratic fashion. They're trying to make it free. They're trying to make it available to everyone, like Nikola Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
However, they're playing the part of Thomas Edison, where they want to grab this technology, and they're hoping to grab this technology and corporatize it. And they're hoping they'll be able to do that through control of the Tic Tacs and all of these super weapons that are being operated by black parts of the government, black parts of these operations. And also power. They want to get ultimate power because they are trying to drive us towards, herd us, H-E-R-D, herd us towards something known as fake alien invasion. And that will be the ultimate power.
So they want us to believe that these are extraterrestrial, though they're not coming out and telling us that directly at this point, right?
Oh no, they're not. The only reason they're not coming out and saying it directly is because they're using CIA mind control phrases like "This is proof that we may not be alone in the universe." When you hear that phrase has been tested and workshopped in a CIA shop, and that is the hallmark of their operation. Whenever you hear that phrase, along with other phrases like UAP, unknown aerial phenomena, or AAP, anomalous, spooky word, anomalous aerial phenomena, and unknown aerial threats. They are not just, they just don't want us to, they don't want us to just think that these things are extraterrestrial. They want us to think they're extraterrestrial and be very afraid.
Yeah, they don't want us to think they're nice and they're here to help us. They want us to think they're out to destroy us, don't they?
Exactly. That is their goal. That is what they are working towards, and it is what they're the key to what they're doing and how to gain their goals in this whole thing. And the way that I know that is, well, one of the ways that I know that is because I see Mockingbird media, the mainstream media, the legacy media, cooperating with them and giving them a royal carpet every time they show up and treating them with fawning affection. CNN, Fox News, the other actors in Mockingbird media, they just love this campaign, and they get facilitated every chance they get, and they help these crisis actors, and they give them every red carpet treatment that they possibly can. And when I started looking into this, and I'm not just talking about the alumni of To the Stars Academy.
Right.
I'm talking about a lot more people as well. They helped and they acquired many people in ufology to aid in their campaign. So we're talking about a lot of people, celebrities, politicians. We see now that Senator Rubio from Florida is trying to get in on this. We had Senator Reid. Harry Reid was a part of this. We had John Podesta when he was alive. He was part of this as well. And also he was, and Podesta when he was alive, he was working with Tom DeLonge, some sort of celebrity music person at that time as well.
Blink-182 was his group.
Yes. And so this is a wide-ranging movement. This is a major psychological operation And we see that so many people are involved in it, as well as black parts of the Pentagon. When I say black, I mean unaccountable, compartmentalized operations that are so secret that even the people in the Navy don't know what's going on. I mean, you know, you're an old military man, George. Yeah. Let me ask you, the matter of UFOs has, since 1947, since Roswell, has been handled by what part of the military? What part of the military has handled UFOs, like, since forever? And the hint is in the word aerial. Aerial.
Yep.
It's in the air. 99% of this phenomena is in the air. It's been the Air Force. It's been the Air Force. The United States Air Force has been handling UFO cases since 1947.
Now it seems they're kind of handing it over to the Navy a little bit.
Exactly. And now, as I've investigated this matter, I have looked into these Tic Tac videos, and soon, George, you and I are going to sit down, and we're going to forensically examine every one of these Tic Tac videos, and I will show you how these things have nothing to do with anything extraterrestrial. Absolutely not. These are testing of top secret weapons. That's what they are. That's why in 2004, when they were getting ready to test these things, they needed someplace secure, someplace protected from surveillance, someplace that was absolutely secure. And so they decided to do it in the bosom of the Nimitz Carrier Group, the largest, most dangerous battalion group in the world. And that's what they did. The Nimitz was a part of that experiment. They were providing security for that. They were not suddenly surprised by a bunch of UFOs and had to check them out and so forth. You know, Navy personnel, I'm sure, does believe that's what really happened. But if you look at it objectively and you look at it as an investigator, a lot of things don't add up. Like the fact that the Nimitz in 2004, when they came across all the Tic Tacs off the coast of California, I believe it was.
Yeah, San Diego.
The Nimitz did not at any time go to general quarters. Never, George. Now, you know.
And there was no alert.
Exactly. You know, general quarters is the one thing Navy men don't want to hear. They don't want to hear that during their career.
No,
that means
that's a prelude to armed conflict.
Exactly. It means, hey, we could be going to war right now. And that's, that'll tighten you up real fast. And so, but that never happened. And the reason that never happened was because the commander of the Nimitz knew that this was just an experimentation of super weapons that's going on. And George, I'm a patriot. I'm not giving up any secrets about the United States military at this point. All I'm doing is reporting the results of common sense investigation. These Tic Tacs have nothing to do with anything extraterrestrial.
Now, what happens, though, John, if the real flying saucers start popping up all over again? Will people be confused?
Oh, they are, George. They're happening right now. As a matter of fact,
because you believe in extraterrestrials, don't you?
Absolutely, and that's a very important point to make here for your audience. Because I am not a debunker. I am definitely not a debunker. I absolutely believe in extraterrestrial UFOs and extradimensional UFOs, and I believe in alien visitors as well. I put all my own experiences with alien visitors in my book, The Extradimensionals, and it's there for everyone to see. So I'm no debunker. I absolutely believe in genuine, true alien visitors and real, authentic UFOs, extraterrestrial and extradimensional. And I believe in that because it's going on right now. It's going on all the time. As a matter of fact, that's how I know. That's one of the ways that I know that this Tic Tac operation is completely not extraterrestrial, because myself and others that I work with, Third Phase of Moon, a very important UFO channel that I work with sometimes, we have contacted CNN and Fox News, and we have contacted them and told them, hey, now that you're believing in UFOs, we have this other videos for you that are far more authentic, than the Tic Tac videos. How would you like to put these on? And you know what? They're not interested.
No interest.
They're not interested, George. None at all.
Interesting.
And they're not interested in anybody else's UFO videos, real UFO videos, authentic UFO videos. And why is that? Because they are only acting within this operation.
They've been duped, too.
Either they've been duped or they're just acting as mockingbird media to help this, what I call the Great UFO Fear Campaign.
Why now, John? Why now?
Oh, why now? Oh, it's because now is the period when it's a great question that I would answer by looking at this guy Elizondo. He had he says that he had the unidentified aerial, the ATIP.
Yeah, it was his program.
Yes, he says it was his program. However, because he's never stood up under any sort of questioning, and no one has ever really interviewed him with any real questions, except the phony media, no one has asked him, well, why did the program run from 2007 then to 2012, and then it just dispersed? It was just
all of a sudden. What was the reason for that?
Yeah, and what about what's the timing on that? Like, did the UFO problem stop in 2012?
Or the threat?
Yeah, or the great threat that you talk about all the time. Did that stop in 2012? Well, no one's ever asked him that because it's a common sense answer that it did not. The threat didn't stop. The UFO cases didn't stop. What stopped, in my estimation, from my investigation, what stopped was the period of testing for these top secret weapons that was going on. That's the reason I believe that that this ATIP task force dispersed at that time. Or there's actually a chance that the ATIP actually may never really have existed, and that may be why there's so much discussion, so much problems with answering this calls for providing information about the ATIP, and everyone's running around at the Pentagon like chickens with their heads cut off. And the reason may be because of something we were already told, because the real program that was going on at that time was something called the Advanced Aerospace Weapons Systems Applications Program, the AAWSAP. And this was a top secret weapons application program. And the ATIP may only have existed to provide cover.
A smoke screen.
Exactly, a smoke screen. Exactly. And that's what it really is starting to look like to me. Because every time we hear one of these crisis actors talking, and they've been called, much smarter people than me have called these guys, Elizondo and the other guy, Chris, the CIA
Mellon.
official.
Chris Mellon.
Yes, Chris Mellon. They've called them disinformation agents, but I don't think that's what they are. I think they are simply crisis actors, and they bear all the characteristics of crisis actors as well. As far as I can see, because they have all of these characteristics of being overly dramatic, self-righteous. They engage in deflection, distraction, and denial. And they try to distance themselves from con jobs that have fallen apart, while still asserting, though, the original purpose of the con job, GTSA.
When did you start piecing this together, John?
Oh, this over the last year. About the last year or so, and I've done it. I've been piecing it together with help from other great thinkers as well. From this area, like the great Dr. Michael Salla, the great Dr. Stephen Greer, who has been tireless in this area of sounding the alarm on these people and all of their politicians and all of their media actors and all of their people. Also, Michael Schratt has been phenomenal in this area, and also, of course, the great Mike Barra from History Channel.
Oh, yeah, Mike's been on a lot. Yeah,
Mike is actually an engineer who is an engineer who has actually worked with these aerospace programs, putting together weapons like the ones that you see in the Tic Tac videos. So he has actually sat with me, and I've sat with many of these people I just rattled off, and different shows, and we have actually forensically examined these videos and shown that they are absolutely not extraterrestrial in any way. And so that's how I started piecing this together over the last year, with help from these great thinkers as well. And it's just amazing because we all come at this problem from different angles, and yet we reach the same conclusion. And I would like to invite these people, these individuals, to have we need some kind of citizens council to actually address this in public, to sound the alarm, because this group is working towards something very, very dangerous.
Stay with us, John. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and take more phone calls with you next on Coast to Coast and chat more. John DeSouza with us. His book that he wrote in 2016 is called The Extradimensionals. He also has several others out there. If you want to listen to our show ad-free, 24/7, access audio archives, live chat with me, and much more, you need to become a Coast Insider now. So you're telling me your grandmother, who died a few weeks ago, came and visited you last night in your bedroom, and you're not scared? Are extraterrestrials living among us? I don't know if it's true or not, folks, but we're going to find out. If you enjoy stories like these and want to learn more about the mysteries of the universe with me, become a Coast Insider now to access hundreds of our archived shows to listen anytime, anywhere. Sign up now at coasttocoastam.com/Coast Insider. That's coasttocoastam.com/Coast Insider.